Marvel CEO Kevin Feige discussed the future of the Scarlet Witch in light of what happened to her during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness finale. The Scarlet Witch regained some of her conscience and turned back into Wanda Maximoff, but right before she appeared to be crushed to death after bringing down Wundagore Mountain. So let's talk about the latest updates on Maximoff's possible return to the MCU. Firstly, Kevin Feige's ominous statement on Wanda. The destiny of Wanda Maximoff was discussed by Feige in an interview with Vanity Fair. He remained his usual spoiler-free and mysterious self and kept us guessing with each statement. He said that a body was never actually shown in the film when questioned about the possible fatality of Elizabeth Olsen's character. This indicated that there is a very real possibility that we're going to see the Scarlet Witch again. Feige cheered on the crowds and said that none of us saw her under the rubble. We managed to catch a brief red flash and a skyscraper coming down. The CEO went on to tell us how much he loved working with Olsen and the fact that he would continue to work with her for another 100 years if he could. We've seen how anything is possible in the multiverse, so let's wait and see. She seems to be retiring from the board. If it's temporary or forever, we'll find out soon enough. Olsen revealed that she really hoped she would come back, but she truly has no idea. She said she wanted Wanda's fans to pressure Feige into bringing her back. Consider it done, Ms. Maximoff. Up next, what happened to her in the Multiverse of Madness? In the world of superheroes, death is never really the end. A lot of ground was covered in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and it set up the future of the MCU. It is actually only the fourth Marvel Cinematic Universe movie to explore the idea of the multiverse after Spider-Man No Way Home, Loki, and What If. Thanks to Sam Raimi's creative directing approach, Multiverse of Madness managed to dabble in the superhero and horror genres, and when it comes to Wanda Maximoff, it became a tale of motherly tragedy. Wanda plans to visit a universe with Billy and Tommy still alive. As she completely embraces her identity as the Scarlet Witch, she seeks the multiverse-hopping abilities of America Chavez to achieve her purpose, causing death and havoc at an unthinkable scale. America is able to regain control of her abilities in the film's closing act and transport Wanda to Earth 838 through the multiverse. She attempted to locate America earlier in the movie by using the Darkhold's ability to dreamwalk. After getting her wish to come true, she spots Billy and Tommy from Earth 838 and makes an effort to get in touch with them. Once she threatens their mother, things go horribly wrong and they become terrified of her. The Scarlet Witch swears that no one will ever again use the power of the Darkhold after she realizes what she's become in the eyes of her children. She follows through on her promise and causes Mount Wundagore to collapse using chaos magic, eradicating all versions of the Darkhold throughout the multiverse and enclosing herself within the mountain's interior. Moving on to the Scarlet Witch's history of avoiding death. It appears that Wanda's involvement in the MCU is coming to an end at this point, but the Scarlet Witch has managed to escape death's clutches multiple times in her comic book's history. The fan favorite House of M storyline by Brian Michael Bendis and Olivier Coipel, in which Wanda used her abilities to reorganize reality into a world where mutants were in charge, is a perfect example. Wanda wanted a universe where she could be with her kids again. She also wanted to be able to give her father Magneto some measure of happiness, much like the storyline of Multiverse of Madness. However, many other heroes remembered the world as it was and rebelled against Wanda. She realized her mistakes and returned things to the way they were, but depowered the mutant race in an attempt to fix things. In the MCU, it might seem as if she managed to do the opposite, because it looks like she could have awakened the mutant gene in humanity, which is how we're going to be seeing the X-Men pretty soon. She was nowhere to be found until the New Avengers issue 26 proved that she had not yet passed away. After returning to the living world, Hawkeye made an effort to locate Wanda. The Archer quickly learned that she was hiding in Wundagore, but was unaware of her abilities or the horrors that she had committed. More recently, Leah Williams and Lucas Werneck's The Trial of Magneto miniseries explored Wanda's apparent death and the possibility that Magneto might be to blame. But again, Wanda was later brought back to life. Finally, Wanda's development after WandaVision. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness basically ignores WandaVision except for the fact that Wanda has children named Speed and Wiccan, as well as Wanda's fierce Scarlet Witch costume. So much so that it frequently gives the impression that nobody who worked on the film even watched the television series. In reality, most of them didn't. In a Rolling Stone interview, filmmaker Sam Raimi claimed to have only seen important scenes from a few episodes, which he was later informed would have a significant impact on the plot, a fact that is equally disappointing and frustrating. Did the series finale not appear among those crucial moments? Wanda's hard-earned progress, both mentally and emotionally, is also completely destroyed. Yes, she mind-controlled a town in WandaVision in the name of her grief, but she understood afterward that what she had done was wrong and made the decision to undo it. She was fully aware of the hurt it would cause her to have to say goodbye to the family she had created. That is how progress is shown, and it's something Multiverse of Madness easily ignores, essentially retelling the same scenario, but with more people dying. In other related news, we have upcoming phases in the MCU. At Comic-Con 2022, the whole Phase 5 release date schedule was made public. public, but besides the release dates, little is known at this time regarding the content of any of the films or TV shows. Even if the majority of these were MCU outings that had already been announced, they are all still interesting, especially the forthcoming Daredevil series. Phase 5 includes Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Captain America: New World Order, and a huge list of other titles. At Comic-Con 2022, Kevin Feige also revealed 3 blockbuster films for Phase 6: Fantastic Four, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, and Avengers: Secret Wars, though this won't be the whole Phase 6 lineup as there are still several opening dates to be decided. Given the upcoming release of Secret Wars, we'd wager heavily that one of those outings will be the eagerly anticipated X-Men film. The team is actually supposed to be involved in the comic book adaptation of the plot. Your guess is currently as good as ours regarding everything else. Next up, Elizabeth Olsen in Infinity War. Elizabeth Olsen claimed that she and co-star Paul Bettany had to improvise a crucial moment on screen in the MCU. In her script, the scene was referred to as the wedding, but until they actually shot it, Olsen was completely unaware that her character had been blipped away. That was literally told to the duo on that particular day, she said. The directors told them to improvise after throwing them in a big green screen covered room and telling them that they are both going to vanish. They had expected the film to conclude differently, so it was quite embarrassing and startling for them both. But Paul Bettany and Olsen had grown so comfortable while acting together that they had each other's backs, and the scene they improvised almost brought us to tears. Finishing off with Daredevil returns in She-Hulk. Marvel Studios recently provided an extensive look at Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock's comeback, dressed in his unmistakable yellow and scarlet outfit after a few teasers along the way. The footage is mostly comical, much like the rest of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, but the reason Daredevil's show was so popular was that fans loved the grittier and darker underbelly of the MCU, which was so rarely shown. But then again, there are MCU veterans who don't mind that the character has been given a bit of humor. In any case, Charlie Cox seems to be the ideal performer for the part, according to head writer Jessica Gao. His performance really embodies the character from the comic book pages, and he fits alongside Jennifer Walters perfectly. They're both vigilantes who have a passion for law. Who else gets to say that they have these things in common? That's a wrap for this video, and thanks for watching. What did you think of the Scarlet Witch's future in the MCU, and will we see her return as her evil version again or not? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.